La 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 la. Twitter. Are other people getting an error on my Twitch? Error 2000? Hello, Dean. Hello, Dean Morris. Is that what you wanted? I'm trying to work out. It's saying I'm live on Twitch. I have viewers, but I can't see myself. Hello? Is it broken? You can see my chat, but you can't. Can you not see? You see stream starting soon, or is it just blank screen? An ad. That's what I want. See if it's. Yeah. How weird. I'm gonna end the stream and restart the stream. See if it fixes the problems I'm having with streaming. We'll keep on going, even if it doesn't work properly. Can you hear my voice all right though? I am compiling a video in the background. Could be. Okay, we're just gonna run with that. Perfect. That fixed it. That fixed everything. 10 seconds and then I'll be there. I'll be here in a second. 10 seconds. Maybe slightly different amount of time from that, but soon, really soon. Like a minute. Oh. Right. I'm back. We're doing this. We're ready. We're steady. Perfect. Oh, my face. How do face again? Is it this one? Probably right, yeah. Oh, no, that's the top of that. Let's do this. And then that's... There we go. Started to set up my lights. Just slowly get better lighting every time I stream. Like as I position them better and better and better. So I hope that helps. Hello. Hope everyone is doing alright. I'm drinking some diet energy drink today, as I'm pretty much asleep still. I'm mega tired. So I always am. I don't sleep very well. I've basically got insomnia, and you know, all I do is sit in front of a computer and play computer games and read stuff about Star Citizen. So probably doesn't help, with the tiredness. Hope everyone's doing okay though. Show that beautiful shiny dome. I saw a job opening at CIG within my field of studies. Got a bit left until I graduate, but I sure got my spirit going. There's a huge amount of job opportunities throughout the sort of like whole genre of gaming. Gaming is hard though. Like you are underpaid for a huge amount of work, and crunch time can be quite difficult. I'm not entirely sure what it's like to work with CIG directly as a developer. I know all the people I've interviewed, staff-wise, are very sort of enthusiastic and love what they do there. Especially like the team leads and stuff are sort of like, yeah, we don't get paid as much as we want, but we're sticking this project out. We're doing awesome things here that you wouldn't be able to do in any other company. So, yeah, I think it'd probably be good as a first job, especially if you love Star Citizen. Maybe you don't want to sort of like ruin your hobby though by working for it. That's one of the other things. Like I love what I do, so I mean I can't. I'm just rambling. You do what you want. I'm not your dad, or maybe I am. Been out of the loop for a while. Any news on physical ship damage? Thanks. They talked about physicalized ship damage and physicalized components very recently, on Friday, in fact. And basically, they're working on them. That's basically what they said. They're working on that. I'd expect to see both the physical damage system and physicalized components in 2020. Sort of like third quarter kind of time would be my expectation. They need it for Squadron 42, really. So, or at least to some state. I suppose they don't need full physicalized components or anything. But the potato is still baking. Nice. When do you think 3.8 comes in PTU? So you could see it by the end of the week for wider PTU. So like Wave 1 and subscribers. And then the plan is to, well, it looks like the plan is to have the live build by sort of like December 20th, 21st sort of time. So that's the sort of time frame we're working on. It's currently in Eva Kali, the 3.8 build. I saw board at CitizenCon. I thought the team has made it, boys. You're dreaming of me. Oh. So I'm compiling a video in the background. It's literally a better version of my B-roll gameplay footage, with high res, higher frame rate, sharper, better contrast, better audio. Excellent stream board. Oh my god, I'd love to be a doctor. I'd love to be a doctor of like a really random thing though, like a doctor of Star Citizen. There we are. That'll do. We're a doctor on the plane. Yes. What are you a doctor of? I've got a doctorate in Kickstarter video games. Does this help? My head is flat. It's not. It's more potato shaped. Yeah. So the plan is to drop 3.8 as early as possible live. So this gameplay here in the background is from CitizenCon. It's the gameplay demo they showed there, which is a mixture of stuff from 3.8 and 3.9, and some stuff a little bit further in 2020, so like jump points and stuff like that. But most of the gameplay you'll see here is sort of like kind of 3.9-esque, which is Q1 2020, but a load of 3.8 stuff as well. So tomorrow we have Boneworks VR coming out, and I've got a Valve Index. So I think, is it coming out 6 PM or 8 PM or something at my time? So I'll try and power through, get a video done for Star Citizen. If there's something we need to do, I suspect there will be. There always is. Always find some form of news to cover. And then I'll play Boneworks the rest of the day, as long as I'm not like exhausted. Is Lost in Legacy from the Aurora Republic? Is that the funeral? I didn't want to do a video on the funeral unless they specifically come up to me and ask me to. The reason for that is that I don't really want to ghoul the views. Is that way I maybe not see it really. It's not my business to make a video on that unless people ask me to. If they come up to me and say please cover it, I probably would. I just sort of like see it as ghouling. I don't want to jump in. I mean, I'd have to not monetize the video, obviously. But yeah, funerals and stuff like that that's done sweetly by the community, or charity work, or gameplay cuts that aren't mine, stuff like that, I'm never going to monetize. It still looks like you're ghouling for views, though, and yeah. Anvil Hurricane, favourite looking ship. You think they'll ever update its power issues? Yes, you'll see big updates to all of the ships when it comes to balance, physicalized components, physical damage, compatibility, the flight model, all that sort of jazz. and they have not finished the core of the game yet. I do have a badass. Oh no, I'm a badass. That makes more sense. I'm cooking a goose tomorrow. I used to be a chef, and I quite like my food. I'm a big foodie. I think someone recently said that I look like I eat Hot Pockets. That is not true. I think the day I got described as eating Hot Pockets, I was... what was I eating? Something disgustingly middle class. I think I'd made my own quinoa and chicken stir fry of some description. Oh no, I just had eggs royale, which is a muffin, salmon, hollandaise sauce, which I made myself. Yeah, sorry, I'm sort of like off with the pixies today. I'm gonna keep on zoning out and just talking about weird stuff on tangents. I do apologise. You'll have to bear with me today if you want to be part of the stream. But I will try and go through all the questions. I will try and answer everything. Today, reveal is new sun BoredGamer shining so brightly on Twitch. Love the dome. Makes me feel normal. Oh. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to normalise weirdness so that you feel less weird. Or more normal. No, ain't it? I mean, you're weird. Or I'm weird and make you feel more normal. Thank you. I'm going to accept it as a compliment, whatever it is. Do you know what happened to the loaner ship I had for Ring Commander? I only have a Drake Caterpillar at the moment. You should have a flyable ship for Arena Commander as well. I don't know what's happened to it. They are probably rejostling the loaner ships for 3.8 and have got some stuff wrong. What's your... what's the ship you're supposed to have? What ship do you have bought? Let me link you the loaner ship page. Loaner ship matrix. Boop. There you go, buddy. What do you want to do when the game is out? Make money, play it all the time. Maybe not all the time, but most of the time. So I want to start making gameplay content, but largely of stuff that I want to do in game, which will be real and dynamic. So I'll stream a lot more as well, and get someone to cut my highlights together. I want to make guides and videos and stuff like that as well. So the stuff I want to do in the game, mostly when the game's fully fleshed out and done, is going to be economy-based stuff. So mining, industry, base building, managing bases. So less of the combat roles. I mean, I love combat. I still do combat. I'll be shipboarding. I'll be in fleet battles and stuff, definitely. But I'll also be salvaging afterwards. And that's like the salvaging afterwards is quite exciting to me. I avoided the Cutlass 10-year anniversary because I couldn't stand the skin. I totally agree with you. I thought those skins were going to look nice. When I saw them on the actual ships, I went, oh my god, these are rancid. Do you think we will get more chances to extend our insurances like that in the future again? Yes. I suspect they'll probably do some other little marketing things in the future, but almost certainly with the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo every year, they'll give, the next couple of years at least, they'll give 10 years insurance for ships. So that was my expectation to be normal. That sort of will be normal. When does Argo Mole go on sale, and roughly how much will it cost? We don't know how much it will cost. I think about $300. That's just my expectation, $350. And it is rumoured to go on sale for the 12th of December, along with the Crusader Ares. I'm assuming they're both going on sale at the same date, although the Mole will be available for the initial release of 3.8. We don't know about the Ares, the Crusader Ares. Ares as in God of War, not Ares as in Star Sign. No worries at all. Thanks, Mr. Board. As long as the skin isn't so ugly, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I know. It's annoying that Intergalactic Aerospace Expo skin was horrible. What else have we got here? Did you say daddy? Oh, wow, that's weird. What are the aliens in the game? I.e. the Xi'an Ninja Turtles after Squadron 42? Yeah, so I'd expect to see Vandal sort of starting to phase into the game around the release of Squadron 42. as enemies, and then the Banu, and then some of the and then the Xi'an after that, and Tavaran. Did all or any of the devs off mic tell you what the mysterious recording for audio was about? No. So there was a mysterious audio recording. People are aware, I'm assuming now, a lot of you anyway, in Port and some other places in the verse. In 3.7.2 it started, where there was a sort of like occasional broadcast that said, people of Stanton, there's been a grave injustice, and then it sounds like it was some sort of either political broadcast or pirate broadcast or terrorist broadcast. We're not 100% sure, but it's supposed to have some sort of relation to the game. We thought it was going to be related to CitizenCon, but it might be related to 3.8. It might be related to some lore posts. When will we see better animations and more realistic movements in character models? So this is twofold. So it's a mixture of general better animations and also netcode, making sure the servers are fully authoritative, and there's less lag and latency in those actual animations. Then you have better hit rates and stuff like that as well. They are working on it currently in the roadmap, which I don't have in front of me because I'm an idiot. I think a lot of it is planned for like NPC scheduler. So 4.0 for Q2 2020 is where they've got the server to client actor rework and for network rework. So that should put that should remove a lot of the delay with animations and the jitter. At least that's the plan. So, and they'll be working on better animations and tweaking all that in the meantime as well. 4.0 currently, Q2 2020, you should see a significant improvement to in-game animations, multiplayer side anyway. That's what I'm expecting. What else have we got here? You need a mole, do you? You want a mole, you don't need a mole. Sup, dorks? Oh, Murky. You are correct, I am a dork. Do you have any ideas what the Ares is? So it's Ares, so A-R-E-S rather than A-R-I-E-S. So it's God of War spelling. So it's by Crusader, and it's the God of War. And they sort of implied, maybe, that it had heavy armor. At least they talked about a ship that we will be seeing soon that has damage mitigation or heavy armor that they were talking about the physical damage system with. So it could be a heavy fighter. It could be something a bit bigger from Crusader. So we don't 100% know. But the only thing that we've really seen on it is a picture with Crusader Ares 1212 written next to it. So 12th of December, which makes sense for a sale. It also makes sense for a sale for the Argo Mole. What would you make to bring to a Christmas potluck at someone else's house? What is a Christmas potluck? What is that? What's a potluck in that sense? Do you have some pictures of the Ares? No, we don't have anything on the Ares yet. Beyond, I can show, there's a video compressing in the background. Don't want to show that off too early. Someone chucking money at me. What are you doing? Silly gamer. Oh man, you've chucked money at me, you monster. Thank you very much for the sub, Neo, and Lester the Molester was the person that sent me some money earlier. I love you. Mwah. Silly gamer, thank you for all of the time and effort you put into creating content. Question, does Shadow support USB peripherals? Yes. I use for streaming such as microphones, webcams, and Stream Deck. Yes, it does. It can be fiddly to get certain things working though. Although it's a lot less fiddly now. It used to be really fiddly when I first started using Shadow. But you can still get it working, got pedals working, and I got my OBS Streamlabs Stream Deck thing working. But it should be a lot easier now. There's lots of like beta settings for certain things. You should be able to use HOTAS and all that sort of jazz with it. I don't think at the moment, I haven't tried, but I don't think you can use VR headsets with it. Although, I say I don't know because I don't know. I said I don't think you do. I said I don't think you can. That's not true. I don't know if you can. I do have a Valve Index, and I have access to Shadow's ultimate super things now. So they've got a load of new services that are coming out early next year. And I've got access to them, and I'm testing them out at the moment, so I can talk about them with a bit more sort of like weight, rather than, do these work for Star Citizen? I haven't tried them yet, sort of thing. I've tried them, they work for Star Citizen, they're really fucking cool, and they're just better hardware that you can upgrade your PC to up to like a Titan RTX graphics card and stuff like that now. But I need to test to see if my Valve Index works with it. I haven't even thought about doing that. I'm an idiot. What was I doing? So I'm so out of it today. I'm so sorry. I'm chugging caffeine while sort of like ranting. The picture of the Ares. It wasn't a picture of the Ares I've got. I've got a picture of them looking. Keep stuff. I'd have put it in the stuff folder, wouldn't I? Would I put it in my stuff folder? Where would it be? That's a picture of Tony Zerovic. There's a picture of Chris Roberts. They just trust me. Oh, that's a picture of me at CitizenCon. That's a picture of Sean Tracy doing... Bam. 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 No, bam. And then... Close enough. So there was a picture of the Austin office. This is one they got back from CitizenCon. Got Proxys here, who's basically in charge of the Evacardi. And you've got Michelle Falast. Had a string of them. And other people. Esme. And then Concierge. Such a Concierge, I believe. And we've got Crusader Ares 1212 written here. And the Argo Mole. I'm expecting those to go out on the 12th. So, or the Argo Mole could be slightly closer to 3.8's launch. 1212's pretty close to it, right? But that's the only information we have on the Crusader Ares. Well, actually, that's not 100% true. I heard at CitizenCon the term Starfighter. Have you heard about the Crusader Starfighter? And I was like, oh no, tell me. From a couple of people. A couple of different people, in fact. So it wasn't devs, though. It was randoms. So maybe it was just starting a rumour. But it seems too much of a coincidence. And the devs mentioned the other day something about heavy armour damage mitigation on a ship that's coming up. So I apologise today if I'm a little bit sort of like all over the place. You'll just have to bear with me. Do you think the Cutlass Black will be able to drag with tractor beam? But so the Cutlass Black does have a tractor beam, or will have a tractor beam. It will be able to do things with it. It'll be able to aid ships dragging other ships. It will be able to move smaller things. Do you think that the devs will revert the external look of the Carrack back to pre-CitizenCon? Or would it be more than likely, in your opinion, to do a mashup of the two looks? So they're going to take the feedback on board, and they're going to release the Carrack February 2020. That's the two things that the devs have said about the Carrack. So they are aware of the people, some people being annoyed at the rear engines and the changes to the Carrack. However, a lot of people still like it. So they've taken some feedback. They are going to continue to work on the Carrack. It's going to be released February 2020. That's the plan. And bang. That's what they're doing. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with it. I'm fine with it staying as it is, maybe tweaking it a little bit so just that it's in a final state. A lot of people want that rear engine back. But every time I get on a train in ArcCorp now, I look close at the NPC riders. Bored? Is that you? Immortalized in game? Nope, not yet. Did you ever bump CIG to make you into an NPC? No, but when it's possible to get head scanned again, I will actively go out of my way to get that scanned. My face scanned. My scanny face. They call me Scanny Face. Because I want to get my face scanned. What else have we got here? Oh my god. Thank you very much, Peter Connor. Have a caffeine on me. Thanks for your channel. Thank you very much. I'm not a massive fan of overly drinking caffeine. I do really like my coffee. I do like my red wine as well. Don't know where that came from, but I do. I love my tea. Oh, I don't normally drink energy drinks. They sort of like fuck up my anxiety. So, where can I find prison art panel from CitizenCon? So you can find it on the Star Citizen YouTube. It is called Locked Up. I also have a rundown of it on my channel. But it's if you go to the Star Citizen YouTube, you can just find the Locked Up panel, it's called. With the lovely Luke Presley. Is VR support still planned for Star Citizen after launch? Yes. They want to get Vulkan integrated first, and then they're going to look at VR a little bit more and sort of like make a rough plan for it, I think, is the idea currently. My mate and my brother said they can spot a virgin a mile away. Are you? Prove them wrong. I'm good, thanks, mate. What's wrong with you? Oh my god. My ex-girlfriend will, my multiple ex-girlfriends. Boom! Your mum will be able to prove them wrong. Bam! Bra 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 bra. Oh, thank you very much. Bardnut, you're the bomb. Keep it up. Thank you very much. That's what something his mum said. But wait, I don't know why I've gone into this. What a weird thing. Could Ares be a location, not a ship? It was on a list of ships. Crusader Ares. I mean, I suppose, technically, as it's not been revealed yet, it could be. It's just almost certainly not. It's almost certainly a ship. Are you okay, Bored? Have some health problems? I'm worried. Mate, I'm bipolar, and I have basically anxiety and PTSD all sort of rolled into one. And every time I get a pain, I think I'm dying. So I'm fine. I'm just tired. And I'm going to be tired for, probably my whole life. But sometimes, today, I was just sort of like really, really stressed. And like, and you go to the doctor because my stomach hurts or I'm sore. Oh, it's like the most minor pains in the world. But sometimes my brain just goes, yeah, you're dead. You're dying. You're done. Do you think the hard reset of the characters with 3.8 will be one of the last, or do you expect some in the future? I expect some in the future as well. But we will have platform persistence in 3.8, which means that they don't have to reset so much. We won't see resets in minor patches, and we will see less resets in major patches. So potentially, when it moves on to 3.9, and hopefully, we won't see a reset when it goes into 3.9 from 3.8. That's the hope. That's what CIG have said they're aiming for. When do you think we'll get another update on Squadron 42? Later this year. I would expect at the end of the year they'll give us a little update. That would be my hope and expectation. We do get updates every week. It's just very minor. And then every month we get the Squadron 42 newsletter, which is it's not a major thing, but it's a reasonable update. Will the best way currently to share the Argo Mole loot be beacons? So in 3.8, unless there's another way of sharing money, which looks like it's coming in 3.9, unless there's another way of sharing money in 3.8, then beacons are the way to do it. How's the throat board? Better from CitizenCon? Still a bit flaky, but significantly better than it was last week. I really want the co-pilot seats to function. As far as I can tell, you just adjust settings all you want, and it doesn't actually do anything. Anywhere don't function. They are building multiplayer functionality, much better for multi-crewing and group play for 2020. That's like one of the core focuses. What else have we got here? Yo, you alright, Mantis, mate? Does this outfit make me look fat? It doesn't matter if you look fat or thin. It's all on the same curve, and you're beautiful as you are. Or maybe you're not, but who cares? That sucks. My thoughts are with you and a little money. No, what? What sucks? I'm just tired. People have it much worse than me. Thank you very much for the money. I'm going to say, look, I get to do what I want to do all the time and every day. I get stressed sometimes. Everyone gets stressed. Everyone gets depressed. Everyone gets, worn out. I'm just tired. Cool. I'm always tired when I stream. I'm always tired when I do anything. I just don't sleep much. Watch loads of anime. and play games too much. That's all it is. It's thank you very much. I do appreciate the love. And Bored, you old bucking bronco. Thanks, bud. Shite and Steve Big Belly. I love you both very much. And Bardnaut, thank you very much. Oh, Star, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. I appreciate the money, but I don't think it's sort of like it's not a cry for attention or anything. I'm just, having a bit of wine sometimes. Oh, so you have a caterpillar. You bought a caterpillar. You're supposed to get a Buccaneer loaner for Arena Commander. Yeah, you are, aren't you? How weird. Suspect to be fixed in 3.8. It's probably just they haven't allocated some of the loaner ships properly with 3.7.2. Can we expect new updates from you when the game is finished? Yes. And I'll be doing gameplay, guides, and news. I'll just be expanding what I do on the channel. That'll be all. Letting us know some of the crazy events or played out into areas. Yeah. I'll try and do lots of social stuff as well, getting involved with orgs and doing news for them and things like that. 3.8 open PTU this week? ? Yeah, so maybe not an open PTU, but we could have Wave 1 PTU certainly by Friday. That would be my guess. I have an 8-note jump, but I am afraid there will be no actual mechanics for it to earn fuel money and make profit. Will there be AI VIP transport that pays well? The last plan I had was that they wanted the 8-note jump to have, well, threefold sort of thing. It's going to be a reasonable multi-cruise ship. It's going to be useful for exploration, and they want to have VIP transport missions as well. Dumb question, is it confirmed 3.8 for the 12th? No, that is not a confirmation. 3.8 is currently with the Ivacati, and it's planned to go live before the end of the month, so I would expect it for like 20th, 21st for a live build of 3.8. There's no confirmation. Thoughts on the state of the Vanguard with the mainly fixed loadout, and any idea about broken targeting in the Defender? So, lots of bugs and stuff in 3.7.2 still, although it's the most playable version of Star Citizen we've ever had. Expect a load of that stuff to be fixed in 3.8. But Vanguards are not there yet for me. Like, they need a loadout and balance work and tweaking so that they are effective. And they're just not effective enough yet. Board, please be the news van for the Star Citizen. Yeah, 100% do that. I'll do battle reports. I'll probably do daily reports in the verse, if there's ways of doing that, or like a video a day, sort of like in verse doing stuff and chatting about stuff, and then another video a day as well. So whether that be a guide or some other gameplay. How big is the Argo mole, or can you give a guess if you don't know yet? So it's sort of like we've seen pictures of it in the. Let me bring it up on the screen for you. We can talk about it. Star Citizen Argo. Cool, it's one of my videos on it. Perfect. Come on.
Hello and
no, don't hello me. I will fucking hello you in the face. Here we go. Desktop. So, it's got 3 large mining lasers. I say large mining lasers. They are larger than mining lasers. They're size 2 mining lasers, effectively, rather than the size 1s of the Prospector. It's effectively 3 Prospectors sort of like merged together, although it's only got double the capacity, cargo-wise, of the Prospector. You can see the saddlebags here, I think. 2 on each side rather than 1 on each side. And yeah, it's sort of this long, which is hard to tell its length. Probably twice the size of the Prospector, twice the length at least. Little remote stations for using the mine lasers. These are manned. One on the side, one on the front, one on the other side. With the cargo pods, the same saddlebags that the Prospector underneath. Probably done this when I did my my video on it, but I didn't for some reason. I just talked about the stats and showed the video. Maybe I should go do talkthroughs and talk about things like, well, you've got the two mining lasers, the side mining lasers on the left and right on the top cab here. On the bottom cab, you've got the front mining laser. And they can all work on the same rock. I believe these arms are semi-extendable. They used to be called Mr. Tickle because one of the arms was so long you could actually reach around. But you can all work on different rocks. They can all be loaded out with different mining heads. Really cool ship. Definitely buying one. Is that Argo backwards? It is, isn't it? The decal's the wrong way around. Doesn't matter. Where are we? Why no Crusader Industries love? Looks like there might be some Crusader Industries love on the 12th with the Aries. Well, don't drink Red Bull. I don't normally drink energy drinks at all. I just had a sugar-free one in my house. I went, oh, I need caffeine. Otherwise, I will fall asleep. Is 3.8 confirmed for? And then we talked about not good for your health. Well, it's just one. It's just one. I do agree with you. I don't think energy drinks are great for people. Like lots of them. I mean, occasional ones are fine. Same as like food, isn't it? It's high calories, high caffeine, stuff like that. It's okay to occasionally have, but not on a regular basis or part of your major diet. I wonder if the 890 hijack mission is a boom boom plot or a terrorist plot. Yeah, could be. Certainly could be. It could be that mission is. Oh no, I've accidentally hidden your message, Atlantis, by accident. I got caught by my filter, and rather than click on show, I clicked on hide. Apologies. What ships are you most looking forward to being released besides your Polaris? I don't have a Polaris, I don't think. Carrack's pretty high on there. The Javelin's high on there because I have Javelin. Honey Merchantman. I've already got the Reclaimer. Looking forward to the Reclaimer actually having functionality. The Endeavour's pretty high up on there. The Orion. The Orion's hugely up on there as well. Hype Train. Train! That's the sound of the... That's got a weird story, that sound that I just made. My friends has turned that into a little voice box with me, because I play games with them regularly in the evenings. And lots of Apex Legends. And when I'm hyper, I make weird sounds and do weird things. They've got a load of different voice boxes of me saying things. When all the planets and moons start to revolve around their parent star or planet. They have not confirmed that. I did ask about that, actually, at CitizenCon. They said server-side orbital container streaming allows them to work out dynamic spleens for traveling more easily. And they can sort of, like, start working on that now. But they didn't say when. Just got my Titan Avenger swapped for a D8X Pisces because the game says I never had a ship or package after I already bought and played for a few days. Anything like this happened to you? So there was a free fly for everyone to fly the game for free from the 24th of November till the 5th of December. And a ship is not the same as a game package. So a game package includes access to the game after that as well, before and after that. So that you probably had a ship that you bought during that, you still had access, and then when that ended, you didn't have game access, because you didn't have a game package. It states it in the description of the actual ship whether it's got a game package with it or not. People buy them separately. What do you think about the Hull B? The Hull A and B, for me, are not great player ships. The reason for that, at least not when you look on paper, there's so many other ships that do what they do better, in my opinion. I mean, they're great for NPCs and they're great to show stuff in the game, and maybe they'll be really useful for certain missions, and maybe they'll have some sort of semi-modular stuff, or maybe they'll be really hard to detect, and they're great for smuggling or something, but... Oh, so Christmas potluck is everyone brings food. And if you want to bring meat, you could bring just a nice bit of sort of like, well, Patrick, do you want to bring meat? Or do you want to bring something cooked or baked? Or do you want to bring something ready-made that you haven't made yourself? What sort of effort do you want to put into it? Border you as hyped as me for Planet Tech V 4.0. Yeah, hyped isn't really... I'm excited for it. I've wanted it in the game for ages. It's the natural evolution of Planet Tech. That's popping in. It just makes Star Citizen look significantly better. It's super important. I'm really, really looking forward to going to all the moons and planets again and going, look how they've changed. So, what would I bring? I do a really nice brownie. Chocolate brownie. Depends what sort of food. Like, I'd be tempted to bring a nice bit of meat. So, like, I'd cook like a ribless beef joint or something. Bring that and make a slice it there. Or something like that. So, I used to be a chef and run my own restaurants and stuff. I'd want restrictions and understanding of exactly what's going on. Like I'd want a brief. Then I'd be able to work out exactly what I'd want to do. What a PTU this week? Certainly, it's very possible that by Friday we could have first wave PTU. What are your thoughts on Theatres of War, and when do you think it will come out? So this is the Battlefield 5 rush objective-based sort of like a game mode that Star Citizen's planning to add to Star Marine. It's going to be playable on the PTU and at Evocati very early 2020, and I would expect it to be first iteration released for 3.9, so end of Q1 2020 would be my expectation for that. The new UI system will be on all locations or just Microtech. Eventually all locations. We might see it at all locations straight away with 3.9. While talking about food, Korean dumplings, some kimchi and cooked vegetables, then finish it off with a glass of uji and some Chinese roast balls with peanut filling. Why was that blocked? That message was blocked. I had to manually approve it. How weird. Skylark! I can't remember if I said thanks or not. But thank you very much for the sub. Very much appreciated. But I'm quite excited for Theatres of War because I think it will be a relatively polished product by CIG. Sean Tracy had put a good amount of effort into it. It does help the balance and iteration of a lot of the combat stuff for the Citizen universe. It's one of the places where you'll first notice the animations and combat, like hit reg and stuff like that, getting better when they start improving that in 4.0 more. I mean, they're going to be iterating on that in 3.8, 3.9, 4.0 and onwards, but see that getting better and better. What else have we got? Oh no, I lost where I was. Any recent discussion on flight modelling or plans to modify it? I talked to Dave Colson at CitizenCon, who's the guy in charge of the flight model. He says he's got all the parts that he wants now for the flight model. That it's just them tweaking, fixing, rebalancing, moving it around, getting it where they want to get it. So I would expect to see some tweaks to hover mode and atmospheric flight and a lot more balance and ships flying how they're supposed to when we have physicalized components as well. But they sort of like the basic mechanics are there, or the framework's there, and they're not gonna. It doesn't look like they're gonna rework the flight model or anything, but they are going to iterate on it a lot. Hey Board, thanks for another awesome stream. What do you know about the prospectors and moles bags? Do you think they will be functional soon? They're going to be functional as in they're going to at least be able to register that there's cargo in them, so mining stuff in them. I'm not sure when they're going to detach. I would expect them to be able to detach once the hull C is able to be in game, because they will need they'll need ship-to-ship docking so that something can detach from a ship, or ship-to-station docking, or both, and probably morphing physics grids. What else have we got here? Can you confirm that 3.8 is a no-wipe build? After there's going to be a wipe with 3.8 launching, Okay, so 3.8 launches, and someone in December wipes. Bam, it's a wipe. After 3.8, they've got platform persistence. They are able to save the databases, and they are able to have less wipes. So you won't see wipes for minor patches, unless they desperately need to. And you won't see as many wipes for major patches, unless they need to wipe for the major patch. So you might see 3.9, all of the stuff from 3.8 carry over. But there might be problems. There might be bugs caused. They might need to wipe the databases at some points. So that's not no more resets, but it is less resets. I'm sorry I can't be more specific on that, but that's what the information that CIG said. They don't want resets anymore, but they know that there's going to be resets occasionally. Hey Bored, hopefully PTU on Friday. Yeah, that gives us 3 to 4 days to beat Boneworks. I mean, I will play Boneworks again and again and again and again and again, I think. But yes, I want to play Boneworks. I want to mess around in Boneworks. I don't want to necessarily complete Boneworks, like, quickly. What do you think of a VR ship component or cockpit-only VR? Keep on. I mean, it'd be the easiest thing to do, wouldn't it, for Star Citizen, just having cockpits and ships VR. But I don't know what they're going to do with VR. They need Vulkan support first, and then they need to look at VR. But VR is a huge undertaking to have it properly integrated in the game. And I think we'll see it for Squadron 42 Episode 1 first, because that makes it's more cinematic experience, and there's a lot less that can go wrong with that. But it's a while away, VR. Even with Squadron 42's release, it would be a while away. I think you'll be able to use the mole solo. You could, but you might as well just use a prospector at that point. So you'd want to use NPC crew or real crew with it. Otherwise, you're not going to be using the 3 lasers simultaneously, which is its main draw. If Evacari are done, does that mean PTU will open up for First Wave? Most likely. There might be another reason that it wouldn't open immediately up to First Wave, but once the Evacari are done, once the Evacari phase is done, it will open up to Wave 1, First Wave, PTU. That's the idea, yeah. Too many loud people complaining about hover mode. Yeah, I think it's important that people have their say, but it's also important to know that some people are just loud and angry. But some, even loud and angry people can have good points in their sort of like their anger or whatever. I typically won't engage or entertain people properly unless they're being civil. However, I probably still will listen to them even if they're just angry or stupid or, you know, rage baiting or whatever. I still listen to them sometimes. So my self-appointed job is to watch all the content on Star Citizen and talk about that. What I'm planning to do after the stream is probably have a little snooze. So in a little bit, I will have a quick nappy nap. And then I plan to watch any of the panels that I haven't watched at CitizenCon yet. So like the sound panel and the... I don't think I've watched the whole armor panel either. I think I've only watched half of it. So I'll double check to make sure I've watched the armor panel or watched what I haven't watched of it yet. And then I'm going to watch Morphologist's videos. And then I've got a few other people's videos that they made at CitizenCon when they were talking to devs and stuff. And their rundowns. I'm going to watch all of that stuff and put it into a video together. Can you pilot a mine from the same seat? You can on the Prospector, yes. I'd expect the front-bottom mining cab to be able to do that in the mole. If you don't want to spend the $500 for a Carrack, what would you recommend as an alternative that offers the same sorts of things? Eventually, the Corsair is sort of like the cheap, no-frills Drake version. But my suggestion would be get a Starship or an Adventure Titan in game, play the game a lot, and work up the money to get the Carrack in game eventually. You don't need it to buy it with real money. You can just earn it in game. Why is the Carrack taking so long? And do you think a Cyclone TR could fit in it? No, so we've seen the videos of the Carrack, as you can see in the background here. I believe the ceiling is slightly too low to have a Cyclone TR in it, although I haven't tried it personally because I haven't. So we'll have to wait and see, just double check that, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't fit in. Well, not pretty sure, but I don't think it would fit. But yeah, the Carrack is coming out for February 2020. Do you think we could get odometers on ships, knowing total mileage rounded to the nearest 1,000,000 kilometers, would give ships a sense of history? Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see the ship information like that. That would be pretty cool. The Redeemer is being reconcepted, yes, with parts from the Vanguard, according to Paul Jones. Yes, well, the Aegis bash, kit bash. So yes. How long do you think it will be until we see it? I think we'll see it next year go on concept sale again. I've heard so many people referring to the Connie as Chris Roberts' ship like his child. Then why is it crippled to ship with bugs? Any developments with the Connie, maybe? The Constellation was one of the sort of like first major ships in game, and as such was sort of like one of the envisioned ships of the game that Chris had. And there are lots of bugs with Star Citizen and 3.7.2 still, a lot less than they used to be. Some of the ships have got a load of annoying bugs that are more buggy than other ships, and it's a shame that ships like the Constellation have a variety of bugs, like shield holes and things. Expect 3.8 to fix a load of problems. The Constellations might get a little tiny bit of a rework, especially with the glass and struts. That's my sort of like expectation there. One of the reasons that maybe we haven't seen the Taurus as well, but have to wait and see. That is just speculation. Yeah, it's the Carrack in the background, and now the Ares. Ares? Pisces. Ship. God damn it. The Pisces in the background now. The star signs. Not even Aries. I'm an Aries. Anyone here know why I can't buy the M50 from the website anymore? It's a limited time sale ship. It will be available again in the future. I don't really get sick days. Like, it's the peril of what I do is that it might not be massively taxing physically or anything, but it's long hours. I have to effectively work every day. We're sort of incentivized to do that, because if I don't, then my channel gets a little bit, doesn't grow as much as it could, doesn't make as much money, all that sort of jazz. You see what I mean? Narek, thank you very much for the sub, very much appreciated. Will development shift from Squadron 42 to the Persistent Universe in 2020? Or will Squadron 42 continue to be development focused until release? Squadron 42 will continue development focus until it's finished its tasks. So a lot of those tasks will be finished in 2020, and then there will be more of a focus and more development resources on the Persistent Universe during 2020. But you don't expect to see that additional sort of boost to the Persistent Universe until maybe Q3 2020, roughly. Would be my expectation. What panel did I enjoy the most? Tony Zorek's panel was good, and Luke Presley's Locked Up panel was good. They're both amazing panels. Ship panel was a good laugh as well. Odometers. Lost my place. It's okay. Do you think Pro-Row jump point location can be found in 3.8? But not activated yet. Oh, good question. We'll have to see if it's something around has been moved or changed in 3.8 live, won't we? But we will see Pro-Row in 2020 is the plan, and the jump point there. I wonder if then if they will name major landing features like a mountain or rivers, will that be something the community does? I'd like to see a Mount Chungus. So they want maps that are able to scroll all the way into the ground. They want ways to share locational data. They want ways to navigate. So maybe we will see planets on maps, and maybe people can name areas and geological features. The first person to name them gets them, or whatever. Gets to name them, maybe. What would your price expectation for the mole and the to-be-released refinery starter ship be? We don't know about the refinery ship yet. It sort of like was only mentioned at CitizenCon briefly, although it did seem to be very, very popular. So like a small, medium-sized refinery. Don't know on the price on that. Maybe a couple $100 to $200-300 for the refinery. I don't know. Depends on what size it's going to be, and I need to know a little bit more about it. The mole, $300 to $350 would be my expectation. It's basically three prospectors strapped together. Asked a question about the game, and you people making fun of me. You who replying me are stupid, not... What? More or less detailed planet maps would be great. Any info on this? Just talked about it. I'm a few minutes behind in chat, so apologies for that. How likely do you think it is that when the Hull C comes out and we own a Hull E, that CIG switch the owner to Hull C? Very likely. If the mole is $300 or lower, I think I'll be melting my cat for it. I mean, $300 seems reasonable for what it is. Hopefully it'll be cheaper. That'd be great. Will they make an excuse for the third person in the lore? I'm hoping it gets a little more immersive. Yeah, so third person, going to third person cameras is a bit weird in an immersive game that they want to do like in Star Citizen, and diegetically and stuff like that. So maybe a little drone that flies out, or a little Death Stranding, little clippy arm, beep, 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 beep. But something that shows that you're in third person. A little drone hovering above you would be fine. I've got a video going over the Argo mole and what we know so far already, but expect to see more on the 12th. Do you reckon the in-game ship prices will rise with persistence? They don't know what they'll do with the first iteration, but they will be dynamic in the future, and they will change. Up and down. Is Quantum getting fully integrated with 3.9? Or is it just the first version excluding some major intrusive branches? Can you be more specific? Are you talking about the Quanta economy stuff? Quantum travel is in the game already. They keep on like tweaking it, but... Hello. Pretty sure at the ship panel they said the pilot could not mine on the mole. No, maybe you're right. Maybe you are right, because it's a 4-person ship, and I saw 3 stations that were all mining stations. It's quite possible that there is a pilot station there as well. Yes, that would make sense, Chris Hawkins. So it's quite possible that the pilot is just piloting the ship. Will the Argo mole be the new loaner for the RSI Orion? I would expect so. Yeah, the mole is double the cargo capacity of the Prospector, or at least it has an additional, another couple of, has twice the amount of saddlebags. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, Arthur. Thank you very much, Arthur Sarg season. Sargs. Sarzian. Sarg. Pagazian. Thank you much, Arthur. When do you think we are going to be able to store suits in ships? PSU rock. So they've been working towards physicalized inventories for a while. It's the physicalized trifecta: physicalized inventories, physicalized ship components, and physicalized damage. All super important. Almost all, I would expect all of them to come in 2020, although the physicalized inventories and the storing of items in ships probably sooner than the other two, because they keep on showing it off. They keep on showing you be able to grab suits out of lockers and things, and they want, with more persistence, to put physical equipment in game. So once you spawn the equipment, or once you choose where it's delivered, it's there until you move it around. So you'll have to choose what armor and gear and stuff you bring with you or put in your ship, and that sort of stuff. So if you were giving me, I had to give you a date, Q3 2020 sort of time would be my expectation for a more fleshed out physicalized inventory system. Now, what else have we got here? Will there be any use for the laser cutter attachment in 3.8? Maybe. We've definitely seen some use in 3.9. Well, with the mission they're showing here in this gameplay demo, like welding and opening vents. They do want vents and ducts and things as well like that in game, and more missions. When we first had the downed satellite mission, there was a use for the welding tool as well. So you're going to see more and more use for that multi-tool and for attachments in the future as well. Any idea how much UEC it will be to cost to have a base? No, because they haven't balanced it yet either. So CIG won't know. It's sort of like stuff that they've got planned for, but they haven't worked out the details of. Any planets or moons detailed maps in the work? Yeah, they want to have scrolling down the 3D maps and all this sort of stuff, and they've been working on systems for that. But there's no details beyond that. Oh. Sod White. Bored, it's good that you love your star job, matey, because my fucking head would pop like a grape with your workload. No, I love what I do. Like, I need to be engaged, otherwise I get depressed. Like, I need to be working, I need to be engaged, I need to be chatting to people, I need to be making things, I need to be making money, whatever. Any new gossip on the Anvil Ares? It's not Anvil Ares, it's Crusader Ares, and we're expecting it to go on sale on the 12th. Board, have you heard anything regarding the animal pipelines? Any word on first iterations of non-humanoid life forms? So we will see more. So we will see animals in game once they have finished off humanoid AI, or at least more alien AI. I assume that's meaning animals, though that was an assumption, because they could just be moving on to getting the Vandal and Banu and stuff in the persistent universe after that. I think that also implies that they're going to have some dumb sort of like animals in game, like the Oni crabs and the Ranta and stuff, potentially before that. In your opinion, how long should a player be locked up for griefing? What is griefing in CS? SC. Yes. SC. Well, exactly. So there's going to be a law system which enforces lots of different laws by putting them in prison and giving fines and stuff like that. I just think that griefing could give you hefty fines. And griefing is very different from piracy gameplay, from attacking and PvPing players. So if you were in a lawful area of space and you were repeatedly ramming someone with your auroras that you kept on spawning, that's griefing. Like stopping someone from leaving a hangar repeatedly, that's that specific person. That would be more griefing, because you're going lol, sort of like not getting punished for it. But if you're getting punished for it and getting locked up, and if you're getting fines and stuff like that, and that person doesn't have to pay to get their ship back, because that's the other thing that you should do. You go, someone has just committed a crime on a lawful station. Well, that station should have your back. And you've been rammed. Yeah, okay, cool. Give me my money back for my ship, or whatever, so that I don't suffer and that person has to suffer. BoredGamer is my favourite Star Citizen commenter on the Citadel. I know, right? It does look like the Citadel, doesn't it? Very Mass Effect. Will we use beacons to locate our bases? I suspect so. That's what they said with beacons. They said they save locational data and you'd be able to quantum jump to them and stuff like that. I suspect there'll be other ways of saving locational data and information though. And to some extent it might be hackable. You might be able to track people's quantum signatures. You might be able to track them as people. You might be able to put trackers on them. There's lots of stuff that we don't know yet when it comes to searching for people's bases and tracking people and tracking ships and saving that locational information. We know there's going to be ways of doing it. We just don't know exactly what they're going to be. What's going on with VoIP? And why can't CIG do a demo for years now where VoIP works? And they've had VoIP and VoIP working. It works and breaks. So what they do is they move it to a LAN environment and they have their own sort of like little tiny remote server running VoIP and VoIP. So it just sort of like mimics their main servers. And sometimes and often it breaks. It can break literally minutes or the day before or whatever. Vulkan integration when? 2020 would be my expectation. So like mid-2020 is what I'm expecting for Vulkan integration, at least for the like Squadron 42 stuff. And it's the same engine, so the same dev branch. So. I can't talk about specifics of either Carty or either Carty leaks, unfortunately, as I'm an either Carty member. Do you think? What do you think about CIG building ships like the Mole before all the ships have been sold? Are concepted. The concept ships are finished, basically. What do I think about them making and releasing new ships before finishing off the old concept ships? They are doing both. They're doing both because they want to fill more things in the game, and some of the older concept ships are really, really big and are not required for current gameplay loops in the game. So, yes, why would they put the Endeavour in when there isn't the science gameplay loop? But while there's mining and then salvage plan, they put more salvage ships in, that sort of makes sense. So, it's to do with prioritizations and stuff. If you actually look at how many ships are done now, it's a fucking lot. And there's not that many more to actually be finished off. I mean, and there's a lot that have actually been finished with Squadron 42, I believe, that just aren't in game yet. Because they're either saving them or they're not finished for the persistent universe, but they are sort of done. But there's... I know if you bought a concept ship and you're like, well, I bought this concept ship, why are they making more ships and they're getting released significantly before my ship's even being started to work on? That would be annoying, like the banning Merchantman and stuff like that. But it's not mutually exclusive, they are working on both at the same time. Star Citizen's a slow development process, and a lot of the ships that they haven't got in game yet are mainly because they haven't got the gameplay loops for them either. It's not a priority. They will get done. And they get done over the next couple of years, I suspect. Almost every ship that's currently in concept should be released. It's my expectation. Maybe not the Endeavour. It's not a confirmation by any means, but that's my expectation. Sir Headshots, thank you very much for the sub. Very much appreciated. So technically, if we failed the jump tunnel, we just explode. Not stuck out to nowhere and need quantum jump for the rest of the distance. We don't know what's going to happen with jump points and what happens if we don't complete the mini game properly. So stable jump points with jump gates shouldn't be too hard to navigate, but they are basically being pushed down rapids and you need to be there at your computer. I think the idea is if you hit an obstacle or whatever, like damage a ship rather than just instantly destroy you or something. They're going to be insta-death like killer boxes. I think in the demo they said, or they might pull you out of space and it'll be a long way from where you want to be. Harbinger or Caterpillar? Which one to earn in game? And them both in game. Probably earn the Harbinger in game. Like the Caterpillar is much. I really like the Caterpillar, so I'd start with the Caterpillar if I could. And if I only had to have one, I'd have the Caterpillar. Not really a question, more of a statement. Each mining position is a turret from the looks of the pics. Okay. Do you know how much we love your face? Yes. Do you even finger gun? Yes. Pew pew pew. Pew. Bridge of the Mole's got a space for a pilot and a co-pilot. That's odd then. I thought they would be remote access to the side turrets, but those turrets are probably manned, aren't they? They did say they were manned. Okay, so there's an extra seat on the Mole. It can take 5 crew, maybe. So we now have a proper executive branch of government and law enforcement and Star Citizen. Should we have juries and judiciary in the future? Maybe in law, maybe in orgs if you want to do that org-wise, but I mean, that's an odd social... You need to keep gameplay action and enforced, and move the gameplay and pacing along. Doing stuff that's extra to that with like juries and stuff is a bit mad. But you could have some stuff that's gameplay based on that. You could have stuff that's external to that, voted based on that. You could have lore and missions that will affect things like that. Definitely have sort of like, if enough people attack this place, and maybe there's an incursion by pirate forces, and eventually over like 3 months that everyone defeats them, and then you have this pirate on trial in law, and then maybe that's affected because of what players did in game. A lot of people saying that the Pyro demo was faked in some way. You were there. Thoughts? So, Pyro, the actual system that they showed in that demo, was a real system, and they travelled to it using the jump point. I talked to the devs about it at length. The Pyro system was pretty empty, though. It's not like the full Pyro system. It was just, they came out, and it was just the exit of the gate, the sun, was a whole new system, and the whole new sun, and all that sort of stuff, but there wasn't really much else in that system. So... it's not faked, it's just bare. Sorry if you've already answered this, but when do they typically update the roadmap for the coming year? Well, that's a good question. It's sort of like, it changes based on how CIG feel. I'd hope to see one at the end of this year, so by the end of December, I'd hope to see an update to it, but that's, again, a hope. Do you think Port Olisar will be reworked and updated to the latest tech, or do you think it will be destroyed? It will be replaced. It's my expectation. A lot of people think it's going to be destroyed in some way, which is possible. There's lots of rumours about that for CitizenCon that I heard. Bear with me 1 second. I just need to do bio 1 second. Oh. Yes, Floorboard, thank you very much for donating to my, I believe, my CitizenCon alcohol fund. But the alcohol I had at CitizenCon was great. It was great seeing lots of people. I am a socialite sometimes, and other times I hide away and sleep. Sorry if this has been addressed, I've just joined. Is the mole likely to be released this week for purchase, or do we not yet know yet? I'm expecting it to be released. I'm sorry. I'm expecting it to go on sale on the 12th of December with the Ares, and I'm expecting it to be live for Flyable, the mole, with 3.8, the first live release, or in the PTU as well, I suppose. Will the Argo mole replace the Prospector as the loaner for the Orion? Probably. Are there any other details about bases and what costs they'll be? Automated defenses, will it be safe to store valuables? Timing of bases in game. So the only information we've got are the last year's Tony Zerovic. No, the year before, 2017's Tony Zerovic CitizenCon panel, I believe. On that. Tony Zerovic on it? I'm not sure if it was Tony Zerovic on it. But there was, I think it was Tony Zerovic on it. There was a panel about land claims and gameplay associated with them. And then there's the Pioneer, and there's a load of information on the Pioneer given there as well. So that's the only information we've got. There's been no real more than that. But the plan is to be able to have automated defenses, yes. And that's the sort of stuff they wanted for that. Is there anything known about the cutter snub for the Reclaimer? Nope. Can you answer my question? Maybe? Probably already answered it. When will we get physical stars in game? I don't know. Probably the same time we get orbiting planets around stars. That would be my expectation. And they're an entity, the stars. New players join the game when the game is published. How will they get their hands on some land if all the planets are taken? Not all the planets are massive. The planets and moons of the game are massive. They're huge. There's no way that they will be taken in probably even in a single system. But also, UEE planets you buy land claims for, and then you say this is legally mine. There will be more than enough of that going on. You buy it with in-game credits. But outside of UEE space and non-lawful space, it is the Wild West. There'll be people being lodged and dislodged constantly. It's going to be more about finding suitable base locations that have resources or are in a great location. That's going to be more important. There's going to be more than enough space, I promise you. Huge, ridiculous amounts. Many magnitudes beyond what you think. What will happen when the insurance period ends and I lose my ship somewhere? Is that I won't have that anymore and I have to buy one in game or from the website store. You'll just get one in game, but just make sure you've always got your ship insured. We don't 100% know if there's going to be sort of like statutory insurance for ships as well that people have bought with real money beyond it comes with this much insurance. But there's no word on the Argo mile price, but I'm expecting like $300-ish. 3.8 live is planned for mid to late December, sort of. I'm expecting it 20th, 21st of December, although it sounded like they wanted to get it out before then. Vulkan integration, it basically allows them a lot more resource efficiency when it comes to your CPU, GPU, and RAM. It makes it very sort of like hardware neutral as a game as well, so they don't have to optimize for anything in particular. Sort of like it's all catered for. It allows Star Citizen to be significantly more scalable and to look a lot better and to have lots of renderer polish and that sort of stuff done on it. When will we see the Polaris? I don't know. If you're really lucky, you could say it by the end of 2020. I expect we'll see some bits of it in 2020 anyway. Vulkan or Vulcan? It's with K is what we were talking about. Vulkan. So the graphics API. I cannot tell you about leaked new pictures of characters or anything like that, unfortunately. As I'm an Evocati member, I can't talk about specifics of leaks or the Evocati patch. Yeah, so their business model is not just concept ships, it's selling a variety of things for the game. So it can be straight flyable ships as well, but it is ships. The original business model is concept ships, though, yes. So they confirm that 3.8, our progress will not reset on future updates. So there's going to be a wipe with 3.8 live. Then they will have platform persistence, meaning they can save Alpha UEC purchases, ships and items and that sort of stuff between patches. However, they may still have to reset on some major patches. They'll have to wait and see. It's going to be based on a variety of things. There will be less resets though, and then they're going to be working towards full persistence in 2020. Is cloaking ever going to be a thing? No, they don't want cloaking in game. Stealth is going to be management of systems, the enemies scanning, and the environment all sort of like merged together. How do you feel with the state of the game? I want more. I want full persistence. I keep on wanting more than they provide. But I love Star Citizen, so I'm quite greedy though. When is the Kraken Privateer Q&A? It'll be sometime this week, probably Wednesday. Underwater exploration, I'm expecting it, but just not in the near future. We'll get swimming first, then they'll work out some water gameplay a little bit later with my expectation. I'm so cool just because I am. I don't know. Thank you very much for the raid, by the way, Civic. Dark Galaxy, we all need to get together and have some fun on one of the servers sometime. Yes, totally agree. I promise I will be on during now and Christmas a lot more, especially with 3.8 going live. I'll be in my Discord a lot more and just playing with people. What other stuff could you see coming into the game in 2020 that you haven't discussed? Locations, gameplay features. I did a video on it. Stuff that we might see in 2020. Going over a huge amount of that sort of stuff, PG. There's quite a lot that we could see. Physicalized components, physicalized inventories, physicalized physical damage system, that sort of stuff. I mean, that's the main things that I want them to put in. But there's going to be a huge amount of points of interest in new stations and new missions and all this sort of stuff as well. They're doing the dynamic mission system. There's going to be lots and lots of stuff coming. Is there anything we can do in forms of exploration role in 3.8? Not really, more than not really. That's sort of like that's really counted as exploration beyond exploring the patch and all the planets that have been updated for the planetary Tech V4, which means all of them have changed. We don't know when we're going to be able to use these saddlebags and extended storage of the Prospector. Probably once they have the tech for the Hull C. That's like similar tech, which is Cargo V2, the merging physics grid stuff. Can I give you a super chat? Of course you can. If you want to give me a super chat, you're more than welcome to. I will happily have your money. And lick it when it got weird. Currently, is it not possible to upgrade the C8X Pisces? Any idea if we will ever be able to? Not available to upgrade to. No, it was only available for CitizenCon. Though I was expecting it to be available until like the end of December. So maybe CIG will put it back on again with 3.8 live. It's like, or when the Carrack goes on sale. Well, when the Carrack's flyable in February 2020. Who am I voting for? I haven't 100% decided yet. At the moment, I'm more likely to spoil my ballot paper. I'll go to vote and spoil my ballot paper, but I encourage people to vote for who they want to vote for. I'm sort of like, not disenfranchised by voting. There was too many lies in all the manifestos for me. I was like, and there's no need to lie. They could have fought it based on honesty and not tweaking numbers and not misrepresenting numbers and stats, and those manifestos would have still been good. So that's my view on it currently, but I will continue to watch what's going on, and if I suddenly go, actually, bam, they've said something I wanted to hear, cool. What is your estimate for 1.0 full release? 4 years? 4 years time? If we're like super lucky, I'll have a version 1, a beta of Star Citizen. Like a feature complete beta, let me be specific with that. I suspect we'll have full persistence and permanent progression and UEC before then. BoredGamer is a cool kid. Thank you very much. Yoni Wolf and Max B. I will accept your money and I'll rub it in my face. Rub it in my face. Got weird. I've gone weird. Why have I gone so peculiar today? I'm so sorry. What else have we fucking got here? How can you defend your base if only 50 people can be on the server? So they've got server-side object container streaming in 3.8. They might be able to tweak and they want to play with high limits on servers at some point with server-side object container streaming, but you'll probably have server meshing before you have bases in-game that are player-made bases. And server meshing allows them to have lots more people on the servers. Any banning merchantman news? Nope. They are working on getting all of the details right for the art and the rooms and the metrics and all that sort of stuff for it. Beta. Hello, pretty face. Oh, thank you very much. Don't know how to say your name. Everyone get into this new money-giving trend. Yes. Yes, Dark Galaxy. I like it. It is a trend. Merry Christmas. Give it to someone that all they do is play computer games for a living. Hey, Board, still on track with the Titan suits. So, they are for Squadron 42's needs, but when is that going to translate to being in the PU? Don't know, mate. That's how I say I don't know now. I just yawn directly at you. I think... Oh, gosh, Josh, thank you very much. I will take your money. Why are people throwing money at me? Yes, I like what you did, Galaxy. I like what everyone did. Thank you. Thank you for the money. Appreciated. Titan suits are one of my most sort of like excited for features. I think we'll see Titan suits very early on in Theatres of War as well. I think that Sean Tracy will want to get them in, seeing that Sean Tracy worked on Mech Warrior, and if he can get those in, then he'll be able to go, I think I'll try and get mechs in. I think that's probably what Sean wants, because he's a monster. My C8X only has 2 SCU, but my C8... the C8X is supposed to have 4. That's an error. So yes, it's supposed to have 4. Currently, the Cutlass Black is bucket and chuck it. I think the red's supposed to have a toilet. We'll have to wait and see if they also tweak the black to have a toilet. Thank you for another... Oh, my voice didn't work. Jaybird Max, thank you very much for the money. Yoni Wolf, more money. I love this trend. Thank you. Appreciated. That's weird. People giving money to me for no reason. I suppose I would put that at any time. But I mean, it's one of the reasons I stream is to somehow trick people into donating to me. What do you do this week, BoredGamer? I tricked loads of people into giving money to me on stream by saying I didn't want money. It's a weird thing, streamers, isn't it? Like, having streamers, that they are just, a lot of them, and the ones that you relate to anyway, I hope are similar-ish to me, which is, I think I prove that anyone can stream and do YouTube. As long as you put a bit of time and effort into it, and as long as you get okay with talking with the camera. So, like, and everyone brings something different to making content. So I hope I know every person's YouTuber and stuff. But it's sort of like, they are there to make content, to make money, effectively. But also it's in their best interest to support community and look after community and be part of that community. Oh, for fuck's sake. See, this is smart. This isn't like 4D chess. Someone's just given me $50. Now, did I plan to make that money by talking about this? Or didn't I? Doom Squirrel, merry insert holiday of choice. Winterval. It's Christmas. I'm Christian. I'm allowed to be Christian. 2019, I'm still Christian. But I'm Protestant, so like it's all tea and biscuits. Or Church of England. That's what I am. And never talk about religion, because I believe that religion is a great moral concept to sort of like to give you moral framework when you're a kid before you choose and understand morality. So choose morality. I mean, choose your own religion, choose choose your whatever, choose your way in life, but it's good moral structure when you're young. I'm Christian, don't talk about it. Bam. Nice and easy. Anyone that's choose their own religion, I'm very Buddhist about it. I think we'll do pretty well. That's Hindu, isn't it? More Hindu. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Thank you very much for the money. Very much appreciated. I don't know why you've given me money. I appreciate it, though. Gone mad. Everyone's gone mad. But I was trying to say that it's a weird sort of like relationship, streamer and donations with audiences. Because it's sort of like they want money and they want to make money. That's why they do what they do, or they can do what they do. Overall, I mean, donations beyond a certain point are sort of like, we were just paying towards me getting a bigger house, especially for the larger streamers and stuff. I mean, I do very well off YouTube views and off referral links and stuff from like Shadow and NordVPN and that sort of stuff, as well as people being on my Patreon and all that sort of stuff. I'm a bit of a capitalist in the fact I've monetized in every way I can, though. And I think I'm quite honest about that. I think I'm quite blunt about that. I create Star Citizen content because I love Star Citizen. I want to do that. And the fact I'm able to do that and do that regularly because I make a good amount of money doing it. As simple as that. I'm not paid by CIG. I don't get free stuff from them either. I refuse free stuff when they've offered it to me and other content creators. I encourage them to take it if they want to have like free ships for giveaways and things, but I will not take any of their stuff. Not yet, anyway. Maybe when they've released a product. Maybe when I'm like so cemented in sort of like, I'm going to cover Star Citizen forever. You can trust my opinion because the game's out and it's been reviewed by everyone else. Now I can take everything with them and go to free events and things. That's my plan. That's the big plan. Be nice and sort of like... people don't need to, people can say I'm a shill and stuff if they want. I mean, I've got a vested interest in Star Citizen and the fact that my channel is focused on Star Citizen, and I want it to do well, and I love Star Citizen. I love the community. I love the idea of the game. I love what the game's now providing. I love the game on paper. What do I want for Christmas? I don't know. My dad to not have cancer? Is that too dark? Too deep? I want to be a bit happy, to have a nice little break, maybe? I think I made that too heavy, didn't I? My dad's doing fine, by the way. So he had an operation to remove lung cancer. It's moved to his lymph nodes, but you can live your whole life without it causing you problems according to the doctor. So he keeps on going back to the doctor and stuff to have checkups, but he should be fine. Well, I hope he's going to be fine. He's doing well at the moment. Maybe I missed the answer. Will the pool table and the carrack and those sort of like objects be usable? They want to make them usable. They can have physics-based games and that sort of like throwing basketballs into basketball hoops and mini games and stuff like that. But we don't know when and we don't know if. So they said they want to do that, but I would expect it at some point, but maybe not in the near future. Pledge buybacks during the sale. Are they going to let us buy them back? I have ships that are marked as not yet available for buyback. I don't know. They might be promo ships. Can't buy back promo ships. Yeah, Doom Scroll is mad. Thank you very much, though. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all. What kind of Titan suit are you hoping for, personally? I want to see an industrial sort of like economy one as well as a combat one. And I want to see a reasonable amount of customization and different weapon types for them. They teased repelling in the Carrack commercial. That along with backpacks, it's pretty clear that Chris Roberts is grabbing elements from Death Stranding. When do you think we'll see repelling? I mean, is he grabbing elements of Death Stranding? It looked very Death Stranding-y with the backpack, but it was just a backpack in third person. And yes, the visuals look very similar to Death Stranding, admittedly. But any third-person game looks a bit like Death Stranding. When do I think we'll see repelling? That's a good point. I don't know, but I actually do think we will see repelling in-game. So, when do you think we'll have the multiplayer ship interactions properly implemented so economies might be less of mass grave? Slightly. Expect to see updates and tweaks and Star Citizen 3.8 to be significantly more playable. But they are working throughout 2020 to have multi-crew and the sort of like multiplayer experience a lot better. Any thoughts on the state of the Constellation ships? As I said, a lot of fixes in 3.8 I would expect. Pledge by, talked about that. I am a few minutes behind chat, indeed. Will Squadron 42 have co-op where friends and can be wingmen in the missions? So they wanted to do that originally. And then they said there will be replayable missions and historic missions that you can play with a wingman rather than the main campaign being multiplayer. And then they sort of said, "Oh, we're gonna have to see what we're able to do with this later." So there's no confirmation exactly what form of multiplayer, if any, Squadron 42 will have now. How good Shadow for the current PTU? I can't talk about its functionality with 3.8 currently, but for the persistent universe, Shadow's pretty good. Its mileage will vary based on where you are in the world, what your internet connection is, how much latency you have. For a lot of people that use it, it's fucking fantastic, and a lot of people go, "Oh, this is awesome." I haven't heard anyone message me specifically and say it's terrible for them, but it doesn't mean that doesn't happen. There's a couple of new setups for significantly better hardware for Shadow as well now, though the standard one's pretty slick. But there's up to Titan RTX type graphics cards and a very, very high tier sort of like hardware setup, and I'm testing those out now. I haven't tested them in the current 3.7.2 PTU, so I can't talk about that because I haven't tested it yet. I would expect them to work incredibly well. I will tell you how they work in 3.8 as soon as I'm able to. Hi, Bored. Mathematically, if I comment on every single one of your videos once, what are my monthly odds of winning your giveaway ship? It changes from month to month based on how many comments by how many unique people there have been per video. How many unique people have commented per video. And if I choose the correct video. Last month, so in the November winner, I picked a video that I made in December, but actually was released on November 1st in some countries. Some people on my Discord and people messaged me saying, "This isn't fair." So I went, ugh. Ugh, and re-raffled it. So I actually gave out two cutlasses. So ignorant. Let's all join BoredGamers.org. Yeah, so we need to, I'll start encouraging people to join it once we start using it for playing the game regularly. At the moment, I'm just BoredGamer as a Discord, and BoredGamer as an organisation in Star Citizen is just entirely unorganised. It's just people that don't play together. But I will start organising that for 3.8. I'll get some little lieutenants as well to help me. There's stuff going on during the day. If I want to go out in a fully crewed with NPCs in the Carrack, how much starting UEC would you recommend? Don't know, because we don't know how they're going to balance money properly yet, and we don't know how much NPC crews are going to be. We just don't know. Is it possible to have a duplicate winner? It is technically possible. I don't expect it will ever happen. Sir Double Tap, thank you very much for the sub. Come join us, Bored. Odyssey Interstellar is organised. Yeah, I will definitely play with other orcs, 100%. I will come in and jump in with you guys, I promise. Yeah, and that's one of the other things. I've obviously got a javelin once it's available in game, and it's a community javelin that will allow people in the Discord maybe take a bit of a queue and a ticket, but I'll get a load of people in that, and then once we have missions to make it available during the day when I'm not online, I'll also make it available so that other people can just use it and mess around with it. The idea is you don't have to worry too much about crashing into the sun, or if you want to do something silly with it. That's all cool. I mean, I'm in the future, once it's fully persistent, I might change my thoughts on that and go, right, now I'm using it. But yes, right. Let me have a look at these. Squadron needs a damn good narrative with choices. Star Citizen is multiplayer, though the compromise and integrity of either game have same bolt-on multiplayer in the single-player experience. So what I'd like to see is potentially after Squadron 42's release, have some of the missions potentially replayable. I suppose. I think maybe they'll just say Squadron 42 also has Star Marine and Theatres of War access or something. So it's got multiplayer. It's probably what they do, isn't it? Right? Rec will never be converted into UEC. No. Rec is entirely different from UEC or out of UEC. It is just for Star Marine, which will include Theatres of War, I believe, and an Arena Commander game modes. The electronic access game modes. Did they say the SCU cargo slots could be swapped out for other components? For the Carrack has 3 152 SCU cargo pods, adding up to 456 SCU cargo, and they can be swapped out for something else in the future. The religious comment was so very well said. Morals. I've had a lot of time to think about stuff like that. I think I'm quite reasonable as a person. I want to learn and understand other people's points of view rather than call them out on them. I'm not one to call people out on things that I don't think needs to be said, or other people just probably know or understand. That's probably why I wouldn't be a great journalist. I'd be great at conveying information to other people. That's basically what I do. I just joined. Why do you think Squadron 42 was not shown at CitizenCon at all, or do you know anything more about it? That's an interesting point. I was expecting to see Squadron 42 start its marketing campaign for CitizenCon this year. I'm not sure why it's not done that. It's possible they're going to show something at the end of this year, or they've got plans for early 2020. I expect, and I think that Squadron 42 needs to actually release Episode 1 within the next 18 months. And within the next year, needs to start its marketing campaign properly. Like at the moment on the roadmap, they've got Q3 2020 as its estimated beta complete stage. I do expect that we'll see delays to probably Q4 2020. But they've been working on that now. They've been focused on it for a long time. They've been keeping quiet about it. There's a lot of expectations that it's going to be, I think it's going to be a great game. They've been working on it for a long time, and there's a possibility it could be released in 2020. But I was really expecting to see something at CitizenCon. I don't know why we haven't, and they haven't talked about it. So apparently Eva Guardia is shut down and they have the info they need. Okay, I can't confirm or deny that. Oh, Skivich, thank you very much. Cheerwal. Many cheerwals indeed. Thank you very much, you bits. No real inside information today, but it's just waiting for the Ares and the Mole. I think they're both going to go on sale on the 12th. We think the Ares the Crusader Ares is going to be some sort of, warship, God of War. It's named after. Heavy fighter probably is what it sounds like now. They talk about some armor and damage mitigation of a ship that's coming up. So I was expecting that. May the 30k rest in peace. Need a dress for beer. It's like, Hag Shack, thank you very much for the donation. Very much appreciated. Yes, hopefully that 3.8 will see significantly more playable Star Citizen with a lot of the bugs that have been plaguing the game from patch to patch consistently. So I'm hoping we see all those go. So we should start in the not too distant future. We should start seeing the ability in the personal manager app or the vehicle manager app being able to, as an item port, select parasite ships or vehicles or ships docked in ships, so that ship spawns with the other ship inside it. That's the way they want to do that. 4 in UK, thank you very much. for that sub. A compass won't work in space. A space compass will, though. We need coordinate systems, we need navigation systems. There's lots and lots and lots of stuff they can give us and they should give us in the future. They are working on lots of different things for navigation, both in space and on planet, for sharing of locational data, for mapping, but for all this stuff. We don't know exactly what's going to go on with it, and they've even got 3D maps with interiors and structures. But, I mean, that they said that they wanted to be able to wheel down all the way onto planets from the star map and all this sort of stuff as well, so... Will you be more focusing on building up a planet, or will you focus on staying mobile? I will focus more on building up a planet, probably. Will the banner matchman have black market shops, or just regular shops? How many shops will it have? So, don't know how many it's going to have. We know the Kraken Privateer is going to have 8 normal public shops and 2 private shops. I suspect that the banner merchantman will have areas where you can do that sort of like more illicit trading. It's got a trade room in, so... Any idea if we can build bases on planets in the future? Yep, with the Pioneer. The Pioneer is literally a base building ship. Something to call home. How many monitors do I have? I've got 4 monitors. 3 of them are currently working with this PC. There's one that's technically working with a server, which I've got unplugged at the moment. I would expect 3.8 first wave PTU probably by this weekend. That would be my expectation. But we'll have to wait and see. Lots of the different ships in-game are inspired by lots of different sci-fi series, from Star Trek to Star Wars to whatever. So, Final Fantasy movie, all that sort of jazz. Just based on your knowledge of ships and average release dates, what do you think price-wise the mole will be at? $300 would be my expectation, $300 to $350. I hope it's be cheaper, but it makes sort of sense. It's supposed to be sort of like 3 prospectors stacked together. Right. Do you think the Ares could be a combat refueling ship? Crusader lore says they have a refueling ship, if I'm not mistaken. Also says they make combat ships in general, doesn't it? So, I mean, I expect it more likely to be a heavy fighter at the moment, a heavy escort fighter. But it could be anything. We don't know yet. Right, let me have a quick look at these questions. You should be able to CCU your ships to the mole. There should be CCUs available when it goes on sale. Bored, I expect they didn't show anything for Squadron 42 at CitizenCon because they have such a tight-knit story, and they feel like any snippet would be too much of a spoiler, and are going to wait for people to experience it firsthand when it comes out in a beta release. So I think that there's only going to be a limited beta to potentially some either party and some internal tests just before it goes live for release would be my expectation. That's basically what Aaron said when I last talked to him, but that might have changed. When I talked to Tyler and Nick and people at CitizenCon about what sort of like I could ask devs in interviews and what stuff would be answered, what stuff would be NDA'd or whatever, they basically said you are unlikely to get any Squadron 42 questions answered, as this year's CitizenCon is not focusing on Squadron 42. So, we have heard rumours that they planned something for Christmas for Squadron. I think Montoya and Batgirl held last year that they had a party or some announcement for Squadron 42 planned for the year later, which would be this year. But that could just be a literal rumour and nothing more. How do I know what PTU wave I'm in? It doesn't say anywhere which PTU wave you're in. Do you know what wave you were in last time? If you're a subscriber or concierge, you're in wave 1. And then however much you've been active on the issue council and in other PTU waves will define where you are. Once we see a server player limit increase, when do you think big player battles will start happening naturally? Immediately. Day one, within hours of the player cap going up to a level that supports that. Potentially within minutes. So CIG have promised 3 Squadron 42 episodes, which are all effectively AAA standalone games. However, you'd want to play all the episodes. It'd be like playing Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2 and not Half-Life 1. I suppose they're the same engine though. They're supposed to be quite long as well. Supposed to all be fully fleshed out games, but once they have episode 1, they said in 2 years for episode 2, and then 2 years after that, episode 3 was sort of like the rough plan. After the recent ship focus on Star Citizen Live, it was clear that CIG had their hands tied by some sort of older concepts such as the Merchantman and the Endeavour, and not being able to deliver things like 3,500 SCU. So they changed the way the SCU system worked, was one of the other things. So the SCU's changed in metrics to it sort of like changed how it worked, and then so people are looking at old numbers, not the new numbers, and they're going, well, it's supposed to have 20 million SCU. No, that's not how it works anymore. Do CIG need to get ahead of this, or should they try and continue and wait until the production phase? So now ships are now concepted with the full metrics in mind of components, corridors, space between them, cargo space. The rooms are all built out. The older ships, though, they didn't do the full interiors first when they concepted them. Right. I'm going to dash off in a second because I'm hungry and I'm tired. Old bastard. I am an old bastard. Not you, Bod. Okay, that's good. 500 player count next patch? I wouldn't think so. What do you think of future for salvage gameplay? For example, we salvage, then we might be able to either turn it into factories or extract materials ourselves, sell as mining or processed. So there's going to be refineries where you can have that salvage sort of like processed, I believe. Obviously, you can, with salvage, it sort of like covers lots of different things, because you can be able to salvage components from ships as well by cutting them off. And they want to have salvage charges as well for blasting bits off. They want to be able to strip hulls down as a thing as well, separate from that. So first version salvage is going to have the stripping of hulls, and I believe potentially the detaching of components with the welding tool. But there's lots of stuff they could do with salvage, and we don't know exactly how their back-end economy is fully going to work yet with player involvement when it comes to, can we use that salvage to craft? Do we just sell it to someone? How does it affect the actual player economy properly? No worries at all. Thanks very much for the questions. Appreciate it. Can you use a reclaimer, grip, and cut to grind a ship that attacks you? Or is it just a bit of... Okay. So, expect with tractor beams and grippy arms from ships, expect them to only really work, in my opinion, on ships that are disabled or not moving, or are okay with, or are not trying to actively escape from it. Yeah? That's my expectation with that sort of stuff. If a ship is completely disabled, unable to escape, or there's no one on it, or it's not moving, and someone's AFK on it for a long period of time, then you can just grab it, or grab it with a tractor beam and pull it around and do stuff with it. Or grab it with your grabby arm and nom it up. Right. I'm going to see who else is streaming. If you do have any other questions you want to ask, you can get me at contact@boredgamer.co.uk and you can send questions straight there, or you can go on my Discord and put them, PM me, or put them in the article thread. Same with feedback, or if you've got suggestions for videos or whatever. I might try and get a video up later today of sort of like a summary of the UI panel, ship sounds panel, and armor panel. And potentially some other people's videos of them asking questions to devs. I know that Morphologist has got a couple of interviews he did that I need to summarize or grab any poignant parts that I haven't already mentioned out of. But I was there with him and comparing notes and chatting with him there and in the press area a lot of the time. So I think probably you'll include most of the stuff that he had in his videos in mine already, in some little snippets maybe. But I'll have to watch them again. And there's some other people's that have done interviews with devs or got some information at CitizenCon that I might not necessarily have got, and I'd like to summarise it all in the video. I might potentially try and get that out today. Tomorrow is Boneworks VR, which I've been excited for over a year. I've got my Valve Index and I've got my play area behind me for VR all set up. So I might play some of that. Might even play some of it on stream, depending on how I feel. But I'm definitely going to do a little bit of me time. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's going on with this week. It's getting close to Christmas as well, and I've got lots of planning to do and things. But expected a Star Citizen video or stream and/or stream and video every day. We do have Star Citizen Live later this week. I'm hoping that we see a Star Citizen and Squadron 42 monthly report, which I expect we will. On the 12th, which is Thursday, I would expect to see the Crusader, Ares, and the Argo Mulgo on sale, and we'll obviously cover all that stuff. Right, let's see who is online and available for us to restream. Not restream. You know what I fucking mean. You know what I mean. Go and see the face-off. Go and see them. Down to Quest. Who's this guy? I don't know who he is. Go stream him. Well, let's go and see if this guy's any good, and people can tell me if he's good later. Is he the English happening on this stream? Yeah. Okay. Let's hope this guy is enjoying Star Citizen. I'll follow him, and then we'll rate him. Right. Thank you very much for watching. Very much appreciated, guys. Thanks for the love. Very much appreciated. We're going to go and raid this dude. Slash raid. Bam. No. Oh. New. Yes. Bam. Cool. And it's this. Where's my. Thanks for watching, guys. Very much appreciated. Talk to you soon, and peace. Merry Christmas if I don't talk to some of you or see some of you before then. Thank you very much for the ridiculous amount of money that people were sending me. I don't know why. Doom Squirrel, you're a fucking legend. But all of you that sent me money, Arthur as well. I'll rub your money on my face. I do appreciate it, and Bardnaut, and City Gamer, and oh my god, why did people send me so much money? Mad. Thank you very much, guys. You take care, and I'll talk soon. Peace.